Happy Halloween!
Halloween.
It's the spooky season,
Hello,
and for
Halloween.
it's the
wow.
Halloween. For the spooky episode, we have our ghost bird. The ghost bird is here to stare at us menacingly.
Awesome.
I don't think I've had
If
a
you look at my screen,
yeah. Oh,
oh,
I don't
You,
have
sh-
your screen pulled up.
you should actually bring up Anseridae for a moment
I
because we
will.
got the
Anseridae has a
got the new
little
model.
PNG tuber model that's like really cool and advanced
so
and
cute.
squishy. I remembered what this reminded me of. Actually,
Yeah.
when I was in like kindergarten, there was a kid who had like a tablet. This was like 2010, so it wasn't anything fancy, but he had like a tablet, and it had like this game where you play with like a jelly car and it drives through things, and he was like a super um autistic kid, like super like nonverbal. So he would just play it in the class, and I would get super jealous of him, and I would always want to play on his tablet. And the way that Anseri's avatar here moves reminds me it's exactly like that jelly car game.
This thing is so cute though. I love it.
Big ass bug eyes.
Wow.
He follows the mouse. This is my mouse right here moving. I don't know where Anseri's mouse is. I don't think it's in the screen
My
share.
mouse is this black thing here. If I zoom in here, maybe you can see it.
Oh, there it is. There it is. That's cool. Man, you're on Linux now, so you have like a bunch of cool things you can do.
Yeah.
Linux.
I was gonna say though, Anseri, I told this to you, but I don't think I said it on the podcast. But I had a dream one night, where like a bunch of politically unsavory things were happening, and at the end of it, there was a putu bird staring staring into me. And
Wow.
I don't know what the hell that meant. All I know is that you were Putu Bird and you say unsavory things about the government. So were you influencing my dreams?
Wow.
Anseri's
I
in
mean,
your
that is
dream.
part of my like fucking made up VTuber lore. Is I've got dream powers and shit. Lamau.
The VTuber lore is real. Confirmed.
Yeah.
It's seeping into reality. It's like Chris Chan.
What do you mean seeping into reality? It is reality.
The
It is
dimensional
Chris
merge.
Chan.
The dimensional merge. That's a true horror story for a Halloween episode. Is Chris Chan?
Horror story.
Yeah.
I actually have trick or treaters running out outside. I hear them like for the past like 2 hours. I keep hearing them like go like trick or treat to my neighbors and stuff.
I went to the store yesterday,
Yeah,
and outside there was a whole bunch of fucking people, all
yeah,
dressed up and shit.
that's cool. I know.
Turns out my neighbor
Yeah,
likes Halloween
yeah. I know you
and
told me
trick-or-treating.
in the past that South Africa isn't big on Halloween, but
This was possibly the biggest I've seen it.
that's actually
Like,
crazy.
even last year, nothing.
That
But this year,
that's
like,
good.
people were fucking everywhere.
That's
And I
good.
don't get it.
Maybe I've actually
'Cause
I
I also
couldn't
live
even
in
begin to
a
say.
really, I'd say, somewhat conservative neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who understands South Africa, like, I live in pretty much like a middle class to upper middle class sort of neighborhood. Like,
Mhm.
the store has Bible quotes on it.
That's great. You don't even see that over here.
Yeah, no, you see that here.
You see that in America in like the middle of nowhere. No, what was I gonna say? Oh no, that's pretty crazy that it's big in South Africa because in America Halloween is basically dead. Like I went out yesterday with my family and there were only like one house. There was only like one house per block that actually had either people out like handing out candy or had like a bowl to take from. Like nobody was doing anything.
I think America's
Halloween.
got bigger fish to fry right now. Like
Yeah,
people's
but
minds are
I
occupied.
mean, yeah, but this has been a thing for like a couple of years now. Like Halloween's basically
At
dead.
least the conservatives are happy. They hate Halloween. They want to
Actually, I
Yeah,
will
is that
say,
like
part
war
of
on
the reason?
I
Halloween.
actually will say, when I was out trick or treating with my family, every house that had decorations put out had a "I support my local police" and a Trump Vance sign out. So maybe it's because they have money that they're able to do things. Um, but no, I actually
Maybe they're not
a
like
lot of
fundamentalist Christian
yeah,
because like
the Christians don't like
Christians.
Halloween, but MAGA people who
Yeah.
aren't Christians like Halloween. It's just a trend I notice. Like a lot of it's
But there's also
just
like
common.
the two levels of Christian, right? There's
Yeah,
the
evangelical.
Christian who are like, we are Christians, fucking don't come to their neighborhood. But then you
Yeah,
also get the people who are like, yo, I'm Christian, but they don't like
yeah.
own a
We love
Bible or
God.
like.
Well, no, they got a Bible, but it's in their nightstand and they don't ever read it.
I guess that's more of an American thing.
Yeah,
Like you can go to Christian households in South Africa and not find a Bible.
yeah. Bibles are everywhere in America. Every hotel room has one. Um,
There's a reason for that.
yeah. I forget why, but I remember there is one. I think like some company
Yeah,
did something.
it's
I don't
actually a
fucking know.
capitalist reason. Somebody
Yeah,
figured out that like they sold people on the idea of like having Bibles handy everywhere,
yeah. Pocket Bibles.
Mhm.
and then it seeped into like hotels and motels.
Yeah. You also find Book of Mormons in there too. My favorite part,
Oh
whenever
God,
I go to a hotel, my favorite part is flipping through the Book of Mormon, finding a random page, and then seeing what it says.
is Mormonism America's craziest cult?
No, you do know that sign. I mean,
I
let's be
mean,
fair to
look, it's got
Scientologists.
a big competitor in
Let's be
Scientology.
fair to Scientologists. I don't think they actually believe it. I'm 90% sure it's just a criminal organization and they just pretend that they believe all that stuff to like get a pass and to make it look like they're just insane, when in reality they're
Yeah, but
doing like child sex trafficking. Like,
Mhm.
I think the worst are Jehovah's Witnesses or Christian Scientists. Those one of those two.
Westboro Baptist Church.
They're
Who
not even
remembers
insane. They're just
them?
evil. They're just evil.
Yeah, but they're also irrelevant now, aren't
You
they? Like,
kinda.
haven't the Westboro Baptist Church become like somewhat irrelevant?
They're just like they're irrelevant in that their messaging is no longer the most radical and insane things you'll find online. They're just like another part of the crowd now. Like Moms for Liberty, the Proud Boys and stuff. Like they like 10 like 4 or 5 years
Like
ago
the
they would have
Westboro
been,
Baptist Church is like by comparison pretty tame.
yeah, they're just normal. When you have like the Department of Justice posting like edits of Little Dark Age slowed down with reverb of like children being taken out of their homes naked and like beaten up by ICE officers. Like I don't know, the Westboro Baptist Church saying like gay people are going to hell is kind of like tame in comparison.
I
Oh
will
man.
say they do have something in common with like the current administration.
Yeah.
Uh, Trump's rhetoric, even before he took office, was very anti-American,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like just speaking broadly, he's very much like, oh, America sucks, America's the worst. Like I'm the only, like all in service to like him wanting to say, I'm the only one who can save America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all how it goes,
Mhm.
but that's kind of how the Westboro Baptist Church also operated.
That's
It's like
also
America sucks.
That's just how right wingers talk about where they live. They go, "It's awful because of all these minorities polluting it." That's what the Nazis said about Germany too. They said like, "Oh, it's
Uh,
being ruined. It's being polluted. It's so bad now. It used to be so good."
You bring that up, but like randomly, I saw a really interesting video
Yeah.
where there's this like German YouTube comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to become Germany's like funniest comedian.
That's pretty.
Congratulations,
It's
like
pretty easy. There's no competition
he's
there.
done. He's done. Um, that was part of the joke. But he actually was having an interview with a rabbi,
Mm.
and they were talking very directly about like the Holocaust and Germany and
Yeah.
like shit like that. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting video to see. Just like I
Yeah.
think what was the first question you asked? It's like, was your grandfather a Nazi? And it's like, ah, listen.
Listen, we're in Germany.
Listen.
If you go back far enough, just another generation or two
But it's
behind.
just like he goes on to explain that, like, yeah, but like his grandfather was conscripted at like 15 years old, spent like the entire war on the front lines of Russia and came back and was like, what? There was a fucking Holocaust? What are you talking about? Because the shit
Yeah.
wasn't advertised internally. Just like how Trump isn't really advertising
Well,
what's going on inside of those holding cells.
there is a
Mhm.
lot of evidence to contradict that. It depends on like how tuned in you were as a German at the time, because there were newspapers, um, not just Der Stürmer, but there were a bunch of newspapers that were sent out. I forget what one of them was called, but it was like supposed to be for the
But I think
enlightened Nazi. But they
the
had
the point I think that the guy was trying to make though was more like there wasn't Twitter.
yeah, I know, yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but I think this is actually something interesting. I just kind of want to say now that it's brought up though. There were magazines where they'd
Mhm.
have photos of people in concentration camps, like types of photos you would see now and go like, "What the fuck? Like this is the horror of the Nazis and stuff." But they would have it in their magazines, like, "Here's a criminal who stole from the German people, and here's how he's suffering." And it's this like it's unedited actual concentration camp footage. They were like, "Yeah, the German people are okay to see this." So they weren't exactly like trying to hide it; they were trying to justify it. But I do get what you're trying to say, though, where like it's not like you could see the entire concentration camp like just from it being filmed or something because of like Twitter. Like it
Like
was
you couldn't
in
there
its
wasn't
scale.
like deportation ASMR.
Yeah, no, there wasn't Studio Ghibli AI Mexican mom being deported by posted by the fucking ICE Twitter account.
Like no, there wasn't that level of it.
Yeah, there's
I
a
think
level
it's
of crassness
it's so
to it.
much worse now. It's so
There was
depersonalized.
an
Like
Auschwitz
you have
march.
all of your fucking racist hate videos made by AI, like
Yeah,
say what
nobody
you
has any
will,
soul
like the
anymore.
fucking old school propaganda of 500 years ago, like all that shit was personalized. People put effort into their hatred back then. Nowadays,
Yeah.
people are lazy.
Mhm.
I think something funny I noticed about kind of like depersonalization and just like especially with the right. Do you remember all that shit with the rapture? With that people were talking about because of that South African
Wasn't that
guy?
a story for like 3 hours?
No. It was a story for like a month, but it just didn't really. We're just not like the type of people to go on TikTok, so we just don't see it. But on TikTok, people were talking about it for a month. People were like selling their houses and shit. They were like giving their kids to CPS because they thought that their kids wouldn't come to heaven with them for some fucking reason.
Jesus, these
Yeah,
people are dumb.
yeah, but those people
What
basically
happened? What's going on?
you remember in September there was a South African pastor for a couple months saying on like this one podcast in South Africa, he was like, the rapture is coming and it is you have to listen to me. I was talking to Jesus and he told me the rapture is coming, September 23rd. It's coming and there's nothing you
Look,
can do to stop it.
nobody should trust the word of quote unquote prophets from South
He
Africa
said
because
his
we
name
are
is Brother Joseph, and he's like, or no, brother no, was it
do
Joseph?
you
No, not
know
Joseph.
like
Joshua, brother Joshua. Buddha Joshua. My name actually means Jesus. Did you know that? He said that. He was like, my parents were told by God to name me Joshua because Joshua is the English version of Jesus.
wait, I'm looking
Hold on, let me pull up your screen.
I'm looking I'm looking something up.
Oh, you don't have your screen pulled up. There it is.
Is this what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah, Buddha Joshua.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
he was on a South African podcast a couple times, and he kept saying that the world was going to end because Jesus told him in 2018. Yeah, Joshua. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Mash Mshlakela.
Mishlakela. I don't know. Um,
Mshlakela.
Mishlakela. I don't know. He
Yeah.
said he was doing some prediction. There's a Wendigoon video where he goes into how bullshit and bogus all this shit was, and the false reasoning behind it and stuff. But it was a big thing. People were selling stuff. But the reason why I brought it up is that when all these Christians were like, the rapture's gonna happen and all you sinners are gonna stay down here, they didn't really act like the world was gonna end. They just kept going like, and we're gonna be laughing and we're gonna be pointing at you going, I told you so. Like there's just no, like if you were a Christian and you honestly believed that the world was going to end in a month, so much so that you were, yeah. That's a believer with no religious title. He was not a priest. He was nothing. He was nobody.
I'd like to point out that you're listening to some nut job. This is the equivalent of listening to that idiot who's like standing in the street saying the end is nigh. Like,
Yeah.
what the actual fuck is wrong with your country that like this?
You know they live streamed it? Like they live streamed the day of the rapture and they're like, it's coming. And when during the live stream, some guy's like, I gotta go get groceries, I'll be right back. Like, what do you mean groceries? The world is gonna end. You don't need to run to 7-Eleven to get your fucking slushy, dude. Yeah, there he is. Brother Joshua. There he is. Brother Joshua.
Wow.
Some guy.
He was literally just some guy. The podcast clips are so funny because it's a podcast hosted by two twins, and literally every single time he says something, they just go, "Oh, wow, really?"
Wait,
yeah, those are the two twins. That's what.
Yes, no, I know.
Scent twins, yeah.
Look, do you want to know why you don't listen to nutcases from South Africa? By the way, do you want to know like what kind of shit comes out of South Africa? Did you ever hear about the African potato?
No.
What the fuck?
All right. Let me see if I can find something about this.
African potato. Oh man. But just while you're looking that up, I'll finish my point just about how impersonal all these Christians were. Like they didn't actually like. It's not like they actually believed the world was gonna end, but they also wanted to believe it just for like brownie points and like shame points to be like, haha, you don't believe this thing. I'm like a Christian. I'm going to heaven. Like they had no weight to the idea of the world gonna end and all they knew in life and everything was gone. Like, and yet they're like selling their cars and shit, and all they're doing it for is to go, when I'm gone in a month, you're gonna be wishing that that you were a Christian. Minister proposes potato as AIDS remedy. Wow. Minister of what?
Minister of AIDS?
I believe health.
Oh God, he's RFK but South African.
Health
2003.
minister.
Holy shit.
Mantun Shabaladam Samang. I remember this motherfucker. The thing is, it's like, take a quick note at something.
2003.
2003. 2003. Like, think about, we were still in South Africa at least, at some of the worst times in the AIDS crisis.
Right.
And you have the Minister of Health coming out and saying, no, we don't need like these Western colonialist fucking, anti-AIDS drugs. What we need is the African potato.
The African potato.
It
Did he seriously believe it?
Look, you got RFK right now. You tell me what a Minister of Health is capable of in any country. Like, for real. And, like, the real tragedy is around that same time, I'm not going to pull up a whole article for this as well, but, like, around that same time, like, the president, Zuma, was talking about, like, if you just take a shower after sex, like, you won't get AIDS. Think about you. This is the height of the fucking AIDS crisis in a country that is having like one of the worst times in the world for a developed nation when it comes to AIDS still today. And you got like the leadership saying shit like that. America didn't learn from us, clearly.
No, we're doing like Lysenkoism over here.
Like America is making all of the mistakes of an African dictatorship. Like Do you know why Zimbabwe is the way it is?
Because a lot of reasons.
Do you want like a crash
Give me
course,
give me
like
the
a
crash
2 minute
course. Give me the
heads
crash
up?
course.
Here's the crash course in Zimbabwe, right?
Yeah.
England owns Zimbabwe
Yeah.
and it's heavily controlled.
Right.
And Zimbabwe has its version of the ANC
Mm-hmm.
fight against the colonialist powers in order to become an independent nation.
Right.
And leading the charge is a guy called Robert Mugabe.
Mugabe.
Now, Robert Mugabe was seen as the hero, right? He took over from, the colonists. He freed his people, quote unquote. He was essentially Zimbabwe's Nelson Mandela. Only
Mm.
he decided to take a different route. Here's why Zimbabwe is the way it is today. His solution was to rip out all of the land from under the people who had been living there and farming it
Mm.
for at least a couple of generations and gave it to his friends and family
Oh, right.
who
Yeah,
had
you told me.
no idea
Yeah.
how to run the land. And then the country collapsed because there was no food and there was no nothing. And the only thing that got any money added to it ever was the military.
This is
Because that was how the entire country was controlled
this is
until
what
eventually its money sank so hard that it was cheaper to wipe your ass with $100 Zimbabwean dollars than it was to actually buy toilet paper with the money.
this is what Professor Flowers wants to happen to South Africa.
Yes, yes. Unironically, like Professor Flowers, if anybody is aware of her rhetoric, awfully, like what she wants is Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Very niche YouTube leftist internet drama reference there, but it's where my brain went. And Sari, what are you working on
Zimbabwe.
over there?
Just like little UI for a demo thing, kind of
Oh, you're still working on
for a
that?
prototype. Yeah,
Yeah. This is what Anseri is doing. They're making UIs. Are these like gauges for something and something?
Health
yeah.
manner,
I'm
I'm imagining.
yeah, little thing.
My mind went straight to them being like I don't know, the way you showed me it earlier on the UI. If I can get an image pulled up
Mm-hmm.
of how it looked, it kind of felt like this was a like a UI for like you're inside of something like a mech, like a submarine, and this is like or some like oxygen bar. Because I don't know why I associate green with like an
It's
oxygen bar. I don't know what game makes me think of that.
I mean, like
more like
theoretically, it
a
could be either.
Yeah. Mm,
well,
yeah.
it's for like a JRPG kind of.
Oh yeah,
So
no, yeah. Like it, I could see green being health, and then blue it's magica,
yeah.
and then this is like for a party or something. I've
Mm-hmm.
been playing a lot
When
of
did we stop? When did we stop saying mana?
mana. Oh, Magica probably took over for that. Magica gets used a lot in some cases. Maybe it's because I'm thinking of Elder Scrolls for
Yeah,
that
but
one.
Magicka, I feel, is like the nerdier way. Like,
Magic
why?
with a
Why
K.
is
Mana. I
Magicka
still say mana.
KA?
It depends on the
Magica.
universe. It,
Well, I mean, like Morrowind used Magica because that's what the fuck
Elder
Magic the
Scrolls?
Gathering. Yeah.
no, Magic the
Magic
Gathering
the
uses mana.
Gathering. Yeah, they use mana.
Oh,
Yeah, they call it mana.
Yeah, you tap for mana. It
okay.
enters your mana pool.
Yeah, mana weaving.
But like, isn't
Hmm.
isn't what's my brain completely blanked? What's it called again? The card game? Magic the Gathering. Magic the Fuck you. Isn't Magic the Gathering also from like the late 80s, early 90s?
1993, I'm pretty sure, but development of
93.
it
See,
started in the late
people
80s.
saying mana back then.
Mhm.
What do they call it in Dark Souls? I think they just call it magic in Dark Souls. The magic meter, the magic bar. I don't think they call it mana. I don't know. Man,
What do they call it?
I think they call it magic, but the thing is, like, there's not a lot of new big fantasy series that really like they just call it magic. I don't really know. Mana is just it's got more like fucking Jesus Christ. There are so many children in my house right now from like my brother about to go out with his his friends,
Hi.
and they're all screaming out there, and I'm like losing my fucking marbles, man. I think they're all about to leave, but like,
Wow.
damn, I had to step away for
I
a
just
moment
I
when you were
just looked
talking
up
earlier.
something interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I found this post.
Magicka versus Mana official explanation. Magicka instead of Mana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Well,
Cyrodiil, they call it mana. In Skyrim, they call it manager. In Black Marsh, they call it bloom. Like,
oh, that's actually
apparently,
an
the Elder
interesting.
Scrolls just has, like...
That makes sense though in their lore, considering they have like different names for Daedric gods depending on where you are and stuff. Like that makes sense. It's pretty cool.
Before we get into, like, any
Let's
specific
not
topic,
get.
I'm just gonna drop, like... You know, we didn't start the episode with, like, what have you been up to or any of
Oh
that.
yeah,
There's, like,
true.
other reasons. But there is one thing I will say about what I've been doing with my time, kind of.
Hmm.
I've been watching endless amounts of Elder Scrolls lore videos.
Considering how much we've talked about Elder Scrolls, we really shouldn't have another episode back to back where
Wow.
we just autism out. But anything interesting coming from these endless amounts of videos?
You remember how I told you, like, I really know my lore?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know shit.
It's
Yeah.
like it's what's that one curve? The Dunning-Kruger effect. It's like
The
you
Dunning-Kruger
think you
effect.
know so much, but then once you really know how much there is, you're actually you know nothing. It's like that.
Yep. It's the circle of
Hmm.
knowledge thing as well.
The circle of knowledge. That's the sequel
Do you
to the
know the
circle of
circle of
life.
knowledge?
I can understand the concept of it, but I have not directly seen a circle of knowledge.
Well, like, it's just a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and inside the circle is everything you know.
Mm-hmm.
Outside the circle is everything you don't know.
Right.
The border of the circle,
Right.
you know, that is how much you don't know.
Mm. Oh, I see.
Right. So the more knowledge you have, the bigger the circle is, the more perimeter space there is, making the border bigger, the more you realize you don't know. So the more you learn about a subject, like any subject, the more you realize there is still so much yet left to learn.
It's crazy how that literally applies to like everything. Like I was trying to think as you were talking of things that you could maybe figure out, maybe like specific things, like a specific book or a specific game or something. But like for a field, there's nothing. Like there's nothing you can fully understand everything about,
Yeah.
you know?
Like if you're just taking like one specific object or something, you can learn pretty much all there is about it. But if you're talking about like chemistry or
Yeah.
like the chemical makeup of that object in relation to every like
Like
you know
I'm holding a Sharpie in my
My
hand.
favorite my favorite thing to like point out kind of
Yeah.
is you know that Dunning-Kruger effect study?
Yeah.
uh,
Most people who reference it aren't actually referencing it. They're referencing one of the studies they did like previously where it was actually measuring like overconfidence and stuff, and they're saying that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. Whereas
Oh.
the Dunning-Kruger effect is when they like you measure like based on like your peers or whatever, and you mistakenly think, well, everybody's average, right, and stuff because your peers are like around you or whatever. But then if
yeah.
you look at like the global average, like you could be ahead of the curve or behind the curve, kind of and stuff.
I think I've heard that
So it's
distinction
like
before.
that. Yeah,
It's just one of those things, I
like it's
guess,
not
where
about. Yeah, it's not about like being confidently wrong. It's about being around, your peers, and your peers have like a similar skill set as you, and so you think, oh, we're all average, basically. So
oh,
you consider yourselves average.
It's kind of
and
like it's one of those situations where like the public interpretation of it just gets lost, and the original meaning is just kind of like whatever, like jack of all trades, master of none. But
Do
then
you
there's
know
also
what
a third
is
part of
my
that.
favorite one though?
Yeah.
Yeah, those. Mhm.
What's
The
your favorite?
Dilbert principle.
Dilbert, like the guy, the comic guy.
Like the comic, the Dilbert comic.
Yeah.
It is actually named for the Dilbert comic.
Hmm.
Do you know what the
Mhm.
Dilbert principle
What
is?
is the Dilbert principle?
So, like, you've never worked in an office or corporate structure,
Yeah, I've
like I
never,
believe
obviously.
either of you. And Sari,
Nope.
I'm not. Nope, never worked. All right, so what you find sometimes is that management seems to be really, really fucking inept. So the Dilbert principle is that what happens is that you promote people who are incompetent into middle management positions because that keeps them from doing the actual work and fucking things up while like the actual good workers and hard workers keep staying at the bottom. So the
Right.
worse you are, the more promotions you get. And that's the Dilbert principle. I
You've told
used
me
to
this, I
joke with my
think.
mother that that's how her company was going.
Hmm.
That's why
Mhm.
she retired early.
I think you've told me that before. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I
The
heard
Dilbert
another
principle.
thing where like what was it? Basically people keep getting promoted like when they're like competent at like a role or whatever, and then as soon as they're not competent or whatever, like they get into a role where they're not good at it and stuff, or like they're terrible at it, they stop being promoted, but then they just stay in that role or that position.
Yeah,
And so you
like
get like people who are good at like lower roles or whatever keep like promoted until they're really fucking bad at their job, basically. They get
Yeah,
put
that makes
into a
sense.
position.
that is like I've seen that in action actually, where
Mhm.
like in a way it kind of happened to me at one of the companies I worked at, where
Mhm.
I was really fucking good at my job to the point where I was training people who were a level and two levels above me. Like I
Mhm.
was just because their job involved doing parts of my job. Like it was
Right.
all, but just at a higher level. But
Mhm.
I trained people who were technically higher than me, and then eventually I got promoted to a level, and my work just fucking nosedived.
That sucks.
It
Mhm.
took
Oh,
me months to catch back up to like being,
right.
the person training people above me again, training like managers
I
and
mean, that
shit.
makes sense that that would happen because it's not like being promoted is like a fucking video game. It's like a different workload. It's a different environment. It's
You
you got to
don't
get
gain
used to it again.
skills, you
Yeah.
gain responsibilities. That's the
Yeah.
thing that you got to remember is like the more you take on, it's not like you suddenly gain those skills. Like you still
No.
have to like learn how to do that shit.
It's not like a fucking video game where like it'll introduce like a gameplay mechanic and then build on it and later fucking upgrades or whatever. Like no, you get promoted out of that room, like you're doing completely different shit, and it's not like it's not like a progression system. You don't get a fucking perk to make you move faster while you do it.
Wow.
You know.
What's
Uh,
Uh,
this look like, by the way?
Hold on,
Or like,
let me pull up your thing again. It
a
reminds
little
me
bit
of
better?
Kingdom Heart. It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Like if Kingdom Hearts, like kind of was more simplified. I've been playing a lot of JRPGs lately. I've been really going all in on Persona 5. It's like taking up all of my free time, which I'm not going to complain about because I've really been enjoying it.
I have realized that
Mhm.
I've only ever played one JRPG,
Which one is that?
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, right,
Like
right.
not even the franchise, just like that specific game.
I I mean it makes sense given like what you like out of games and stuff. Like JRPGs are really time consuming and for not a lot of
I
a
don't
lot of that time
mind the
consumingness
time consuming.
isn't engaging, right?
I'll tell you what put me off 99.9% of JRPGs.
Yeah.
turn-based combat.
I like turn-based combat. I like
I think
turn-based
it can
gameplay.
be done well if you like have a good thing, you know.
No,
Like-
thing can literally mean fucking anything in Anseri.
Okay. Like
Look,
you
I
have a
grew-
good gimmick to like it works well with turn-based, like fucking programmable moves, kind of in a way,
Mm.
where you
I
just
grew
slot
up
in
on
different like
games like
modifiers to your move.
I grew up on games like the original God of War trilogy, like
Yeah.
Oblivion, like shit like that, where if your enemy seems a bit stronger than you, you know, you can tactically backpedal.
Yeah.
You can you can do a lot more. Whereas what put me off, especially when I was younger, about turn-based combat is just like, is my character really gonna stand here and take that hit? Like, are they
That's
just standing there for
I
no?
always hear that, and I always
And
just like think it's the most autistic like
it's
reason.
just it's what do they call it? There's a term for
Cognitive
it.
dissonance. No, ludonarrative
Ludo
dissonance. Yeah, ludonarrative.
ludonarrative dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance is
That's what it
different.
is. Where your character can like do backflips and like jump
Mhm.
9 feet in the air and split like 9 enemies in half a second, and then it's just like you enter combat and it's like, nope, they're just gonna stand there and take the hit to the face. That's it.
Mhm.
That's what they're gonna do. Like even XCOM isn't just like that fucking vicious in my mind.
Yeah.
Comparative.
I mean, I grew up playing turn-based combat. You know, like I grew up on Pokemon. Like that was basically the games that I played the most as a kid.
Is Pokemon a JRPG?
Yeah, absolutely it
Yes.
is. Absolutely. Turn-based
Then
combat,
that's the other
super high grinding.
JRPG I've played is classic
Red and blue.
Pokemon Red.
Yeah. Yeah, I've played every Pokemon game. I've played several Final Fantasies. Only beaten 7 though. I haven't beaten any other ones.
You know, for so many years I got it wrong of which Pokemon I played.
What do you mean? What did you think you played?
Fire Red.
Oh, well, Fire Red's the remake on the Game Boy Advance.
But I played
Mhm.
Red, but I played it on the Game Boy Color,
So you had color to it.
which is why I thought I played Fire.
You know, that's like something I
Because
would
like
have made a mistake
years
with too as
later,
a kid.
whenever I saw footage of Pokemon Red, people were playing it
In black and like black and white or green
on the
color.
old Game Boy, like the
Yeah.
original like black and white, monochromatic screen.
Green
Whereas like
overlay.
I remember it being in color.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned like your character just standing there or whatever.
hmm
Yeah.
Um so like what like I want to do is like you can like fucking put in like counter moves or like defensive moves at the end of your turn kind of and stuff. So they're like ready like standing like defensively or whatever, and they'll just if somebody tries to attack them or something, they'll just fucking punch them and stuff. And so like you gotta like counter the counter sorta when you put in your move or
I mean,
whatever
that makes sense, but
kind of
after a
thing.
point, like that kind of
It'll make
mechanic can
more
get too
sense once
broken.
I
I
have a
can
working prototype
I can picture
and
it. I
stuff.
do like that type of stuff. Like Persona 5,
Mhm.
there's a lot of like there's the combat obviously, like the pick your move, they pick their move against you. But there's also a lot of extra things that build on top of each other as the game goes on. Like obviously you have the chances
Mhm.
for to dodge, but there's also misses which are different than dodges. It's like a different check. So you have more like flavor going on there. Like sometimes your character dodges,
Mhm.
right? And or sometimes
It
maybe I'm
feels
making it
very
up in my brain.
feels very dice rolly, which I don't really
But
like in combat
there's
in general.
also
But
chances to increase your chances to dodge attacks and stuff. Like one of the characters is a huge dodge tank. Like he's built around countering and dodging attacks, and doing like a bunch
Mhm.
of big damage afterwards and stuff. But
I
there's
think
also like just a lot of interactions that happen in combat that make it feel more lively in battle.
Mhm.
I
Mm.
think there was a system, I think they called it like active turn-based,
Mm-hmm.
where you do all the regular turn-based stuff, but during combat and during the moves, there are wasn't it like a Mario game where if you like hit a certain button, you could dodge
Mhm.
if you
Yeah,
timed it right?
that was the Mario and Luigi games.
Right. Like that's a cool mechanic.
Yeah, those are
and I wonder
really good games.
why more companies haven't like. Surely is that
Uh,
fucking
No, I
is that
don't think it's patented. I think
patented?
it's just that like it's I mean, every studio tries to do something different to make turn-based combat feel less shit. Sometimes they just try to make it look prettier. Sometimes they do the Nintendo thing where they just give you a mini game to play. Basically, that's basically like a mini game coming up where you have to time the A button. They also do that in the Paper Mario games. There's also timing you have to do in your combat. Sometimes they just make it snappy and like responsive and with a lot of flavor, like what Persona and Shin Megami Tensei do. Sometimes like Final Fantasy has had you in like Final Fantasy 15 and the 7 remake. They actually have you like run around and stuff, and the combat's more less turn based. Like
Well,
there's still actions you have
15
to take.
has no turn-based
No turn.
combat.
Okay. In
Like
7,
15 is straight up action, but there's like a pause system and
right?
it
I
has
think
mechanics borrowed from turn-based, but
yeah.
none of it's actually turn-based.
Yeah, I haven't played 15, but in 7 they have it so they still have because in Final Fantasy VII's original game, you have to like wait for your turn to come back with like a timer that ticks down. And in the remake, you can still do basic attacks and stuff during that, but you can't like use an item, you can't use a special attack or anything until that timer ticks back down. So it kind of keeps in that like limiting aspect of the turn-based combat, but still lets you do basic actions that like movement options and like and attacks and stuff. It's like a modern evolution on the turn-based combat. Because at the end of the day, the real actions of the turn-based game, like combat system, like using items, using special attacks, is still limited to turns, essentially, the same way that they were limited in the original game, at least. You know, like I don't think the biggest issue with RPGs is turn-based combat. I think it's grinding. I think grinding is the biggest issue with JRPGs, and I think the
But
best ones are
that's
the
an
ones that
RPG issue in general. That's not
yeah,
specific to
but
JRPG.
JRPGs are the worst with it. Like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
games basically all require you to grind in some way to varying degrees. There are several
But
Pokemon
like
games that require you to grind. It's
I'll
so
say this
bad.
for JRPGs versus like Western RPGs. At least JRPGs don't randomly have games that punish you for grinding, like Oblivion.
I wouldn't really know. I haven't played Oblivion yet. My dog is fucking losing his mind and he's pissing me off because I know he's just barking every trick or treater walks by and it's really fucking annoying me. Like
So
he's
like
losing his mind.
they apparently changed it in Oblivion Remastered, so I don't know if I don't like you're gonna play original Oblivion, right?
Yeah, I am gonna play the original.
Okay, so every now and again there are these like level thresholds
Right,
where if you're at like level 1 you'll get a skeleton,
right.
right? But if you're at level 12 you go into the same room you'll get like a lich.
Hmm. Like level
And
scaling
these
enemies.
yeah, like there's benefit to not leveling up in Oblivion because the more you level up, sometimes the game shit in by giving you shit that like very clearly is not balanced to your character. Like it's
Yeah.
leveled, quote unquote leveled, but it's not balanced
That's
if you
always
get
the issue with leveled enemies, where it's like, oh, you crossed into this threshold, now we're gonna send you the fucking guy who's like actually meant to be fought by someone 8 levels stronger. But like you're in the level
yeah,
bracket, so it should be fine.
yeah. The brackets,
Well,
yeah, I think the issue being that the brackets are maybe a little big.
Yeah, normally I feel like leveled enemies work. Like in Fallout games, they just send you different. Like in Fallout 4, you'll just be fighting like Raider, but now Raider has more health and more
Riley,
like
what do you think of
damage.
this sheep?
Let me pull it up.
That
Um,
looks pretty nice.
that leaf kind of shape in the background that really adds a bit
Mhm.
of style to it. That makes it look a lot more like Kingdom Hearts. Like it changes the shape of the bars, but like that type of like backdrop shadow
Yeah.
reminds me of like like a proper JRPG like look.
It's
Um,
almost moon-like,
Moon.
like
Mhm.
a crescent.
I think I'll go with
Crescent.
something like this.
Yeah. Um, you know what? Let's make it more spooky. You know what else?
So like, yeah.
I've been My dog is losing his fucking mind and I want to put him in a goddamn box. Holy shit. He's losing his shit. It's over fucking 8th graders. Oh my god.
Right, send the dog to Christian Gnome's house.
No, I'm sending him to Abu Dhabi. It's the real terrorist sending him to Christian Gnome's house. I was gonna say though, I've been in the Five Nights at Freddy's brain for like the past week. Like all of the videos I've been watching have been like videos on FNAF fan games or people like speed running FNAF the entire like franchise in one sitting. Jade,
Speed runs.
yeah.
Gee,
What
does it look better or worse
what
with like this shape where the bottom of this bar is like kind of hanging off or something?
it looks more leaf-like this.
I like
Yeah.
this. This is very nice. That is very leafy in the background.
Versus what it was previously. Which one
This is
do
nice.
you like more?
Jade, what do I have to do to get you to play the entire Five Nights at Freddy's series?
Jade?
The first game, the second game, third game, fourth game,
I'll make
fifth
it a
game,
fucking
sixth
sub
game.
goal.
Sub goal.
I'll make it a,
We'll
I'll
make a
make it
sub goal to play the first FNAF game.
Wow. So like,
Actually, I don't even think
what
that
am
it would even be that big
yeah.
of a punishment because the first FNAF game is like a good horror game.
What are my goals for this JRPG besides like the new XP system? I think I probably mentioned off stream at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the points in like fucking Final Fantasy like 5 or something?
Yeah.
Where like you fights take a long time because you're just repeatedly attacking an enemy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is I could like you could save a combo basically as like a function and just paste it down. So if you're just fighting through a bunch of trash mobs, you could just do a 20 hit combo with like all your moves and stuff and just get that fight over with. So it's like a little bit faster for grinding and stuff or something.
This
Like
is
Right.
more
probably a good way
convenient
to
sort of.
implement that.
So you don't have to like do like press attack over and over again because you could just make a combo and stuff and like have more thingy. So instead of like large moves that do like one hit that does a bunch of damage, I'm gonna do like a bunch of different moves that like kind of like have different effects and like combo off of each other. There's gonna be like you program in your own combo basically and stuff.
Like spreading like a large amount of damage out amongst multiple enemies.
Yeah. And
Oh,
stuff.
there's a few ways that could probably be done
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Mm.
And then like there's also like at the end of the move you can have at the end of your turn you could either have like a fucking what's it called like a counter or ready guard action or an assist action basically. So like the next person's turn you have like the option of like an assist move or something. So like you could borrow a move from somebody else's like move set basically and use that in your own combo and stuff.
I can
Yeah.
actually, I can envision that almost like the idea of, you know, when you see those cool animations that people make of like fight scenes and shit,
Yeah.
and there's sometimes that part where the one person will come in with like a kick and they'll land and then they'll like pull the next person along with them.
Yeah.
They'll use that momentum. And yeah, there's a few cool ways to make it look really cool as well.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Spooky.
Animations are gonna be like difficult, aren't they?
Yeah. I'll set up like a
Animations.
few basic ones for this like prototype
I just mean like
and stuff.
I also aside from like when I get stuck in Elder Scrolls, some of my one of my favorite games to watch people play is Kenshi. And one thing that people will constantly point out about Kenshi is how fucking awesome the animations are and how
Mhm.
well they sort of evolve throughout the game as your character levels up. Like I don't know, like a
Mhm.
good example is when your character has a martial arts skill of like one, they'll do like slap fighting. You know, it looks really dumb sometimes, but you know, just one in martial arts. But once your character gets up to like 50, 60 martial arts, like they're doing like kicks and spins and like
That's pretty cool, like adding that like detail for how much you've built up your
like
character.
they yeah, like the punches swing differently. Like there's very subtle differences in some of the things as well as your thing levels up. And people point like it's a gorgeous game, but yeah, like I'm just thinking to myself, goddamn animations. I really think that a game can live and die on its animations.
I mean, I
Yeah.
agree. Uh,
Even if they're really simple, look, like old school Mario games, Mario Brothers 1 and 2 and 3, like it was very simple, but those were very
it
well
helped a
done
lot
animation.
because like previously video games didn't have animation. Like they were just single pixels or sprites that at most they would have one element move, but then like Mario having like a walk cycle was like revolutionary. Or like him having have like a fucking like especially Mario 3 where he like actually if you're running fast you turn he actually does like a stopping and like he has to like slow down and shit. Like there's a
Yeah,
ton of
like
little animations and
the
stuff by
little
the time you get to
dust
Mario
clouds
3.
that come off when
Yeah.
he slides.
Yeah. Mario 3 is really good. I love Mario 3 a lot. It might be my favorite NES game just because of like how much it like because it feels like Nintendo perfected everything they were trying to do in Mario 1, you know. I think it's a really solid game and it's underrated because everyone always talks about like Mario 64 or Mario Galaxy or Mario World.
I
Yeah.
am a Mario hater.
You're a Mario hater. You hate Italians.
Wow.
No,
You hate
you
you
know
hate
why? You
Italian
know why I hate
Americans
Mario though. You know why I hate Mario
because you
and
hate
Super Mario
Nintendo.
Bros. Yep, it all leads back. All roads lead to Nintendo.
I
Um,
also don't like Nintendo.
they've
Um,
re-released the same fucking games over and over and over and
I
over
will
again for
say
like
though, I
50
think
fucking years.
Nintendo got a lot worse whenever like the new like the change in like leadership of the company changed back in like what was it 2021 or 2019 or something. There was the Japanese president dying in like 2016, 2017, and then the American president stepped down, and those were the two that were like overseeing the company in the 2000s and 2010s and stuff when like the Japanese president was the one who took that massive pay cut when the company was like he either had to like lay off half the company or take a pay cut and he just took a pay cut to keep people's jobs, which is something you don't fucking see in companies. um
That's just Japan, really.
yeah, but you wouldn't see that shit in America in a fucking million years, so it's like a little bit of like little bit of respect on that, you know, like fucking EA, they would have just fired everyone. Like Xbox or
Yeah, but
fucking
like,
shit, they would have just
you
they
know,
would have personally killed the employees. They would have put them in a wood chipper.
working in a Japanese company, like one day you're on the board, the next day like you're mopping floors. Like they will fuck your shit up in Japan.
Yeah,
Their corporate culture, like you have not seen what corporate culture in Japan looks like.
yeah. It's just that
That's
I don't
wild.
know. Nintendo for a while they did better consumer practices than like their competition. Like they didn't pump microtransactions into their games. They released their games at like normal prices. But like recently, it's just been like completely fucking ridiculous. Like the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 remake or whatever the fuck that they're doing, remaster, which is another remaster of Mario Galaxy even though we had one like 2 years ago or something. Fucking stupid. And they're all the overpriced Switch 2, the lawsuits against Power World, they're the stupidest shit ever. Like they're such a fucking petty company and like they just suck. But like Nintendo in the 80s is like completely fucking different. Like they made Mario. They made Mario.
Fuck Mario.
I like Mario. I
Fuck
like
Mario.
Mario. Mario's chill. All
You know
my
what?
homies love Mario.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I don't even like Mario speedruns.
Oh,
Wow.
Coming from
oh,
me. Coming from me.
you hate what do you think of a FNAF speedrun? You should watch Security Breach speedruns.
I thought FNAF, at least the first one, like, look, I won't pretend to know much about the whole franchise, but I thought the first one was like on a timer anyway.
Yeah,
Like it
the
was
way the speedrun I mentioned
fun.
earlier about speedrunning the whole franchise is basically like he just wanted to see how fast he can beat every single game, which basically meant no deaths. Um, in like the early games, like
No failures.
no
Yeah.
failures. But by the time you get to the more free roam games, it also just went to be like beating the game. It was still like a 20-hour fucking session. But it was also a bit of like having to do things quickly. But like Security Breach is the free roam game, and it's one of the most broken video games to ever come out. Uh,
That's a statement.
yeah, no, I'm being
I
genuinely serious with that.
I know broken video games though. Is it
I
more broken than Bendy and the Ink Machine?
yes, absolutely it is. Oh my
Bendy and
god.
the Ink Machine doesn't even work on a
Yeah.
good day. Like,
No,
holy
but
shit.
Security Breach doesn't
Is
work
it
on any
more
day. Yeah,
broken?
no, I will.
Is it
We will
more
watch.
broken than Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh
You know
wow.
okay? So Security Breach is broken not just on a gameplay level, but on like every single level.
Markiplier doesn't exist and is purely a figment of your imagination.
I think that would make for an interesting experience. I think Markiplier is like I have to show you Security Breach shit after this then, or like later or something, because it is like really bad. I'll just show you the fucking montage of Markiplier experiencing the game because
I can never escape him. I can
I
never
will
escape him.
I love Markiplier, but like things will literally
I
just despawn. The when you get caught,
Markiplier.
yeah,
Are you real, Marco? Is Markiplier in the room with us right now?
he's here. He's right with me.
No.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and I am in Riley's room. I am the
Oh,
king of Five Nights at Freddy.
fucking! I don't know what it is. Like Markiplier makes me the same kind of angry I get when people bring up like PewDiePie.
well, I
And
hate
I don't know
PewDiePie.
why. Like
Well, I mean, like they're
they're
the same
vastly
era.
different people. Number one, I don't want to like equate them. They're vastly different people, but I get the same kind of angry when
They're
you
of the
bring
same
up
era.
like Markiplier.
I love
PewDiePie.
Markiplier. Markiplier makes me feel comfortable.
In fact, that entire like circle and era of people,
Like Let's Players of the early 2010s.
like the
Mhm.
late 2000s, early 2010s, like that era, that
Yeah.
whole era just makes me like irrationally angry, and I'd like to get some like feedback on why anybody like
I guess because a lot of
why does
them are
anyone
obnoxious. I personally get irrationally angry when I think of like late 2010s commentary YouTubers. Like those are the guys that fuck my brain up. Like when I think of like I don't know, like late 2010s iDubbbz, I get like a kind of like a secondhand embarrassment unmatched by
yeah, but
anyone's
like that's
experiences.
nothing compared to like late 2000s YouTube
Oh,
commentators like
true, like Ray William Johnson. But I also don't like
Ray William
him.
Johnson, Repzion, fucking Onision.
Oh, Onision.
Fucking
It's Halloween. We should talk about the real horrors of the world, like Onision.
oh, let's not talk
And
about
late
Onision.
2000s Shane Dawson
We
blackface.
fucking implore. No, Jesus Christ! These like that. These people make me so irrational, rationally angry. Fuck irrational.
Rationally angry.
I'm rationally angry about those people. You talking about the
You
late
know what?
like two, twenty
You know
tens,
what's
but
like a
the early
weird.
two.
Sorry, continue
What?
your sentence.
No, you know everybody knows. What's up?
I was gonna say, you know what's a weird era for YouTube is like the mid 2010s, like 2015, when every YouTuber tried to become like an actual like mainstream celebrity, and they were trying to like make movies and get TV shows and stuff, and like YouTube Red. That is such a weird fucking era for YouTube because it was like
Mm.
you had like the Fine Bros and Shane Dawson making movies, trying to be directors. Like we're professionals. We're gonna
Rooster
move.
Teeth.
Well, Rooster Teeth was different because Rooster Teeth kind of existed
No,
separately. But like Rooster Teeth.
Laser Team was
Oh,
absolutely
Laser Team.
there.
Yeah, I was thinking of like Red versus Blue and Ruby, but Laser
No,
Team
I'm talking
absolutely
about
was
Laser
also.
Team.
Yeah, Laser Team was absolutely a part of this too. Laser Team was definitely a part of that. But like they were like, we're gonna make it out of the internet and onto the big screen and stuff. This is our big break. We're gonna become real. Like Logan Paul had a movie, Airplane Mode. Like there were so many attempts at that type of shit, and then it died. It was such a weird, and it was also on like, remember like YouTube Rewind having like The Rock and Will Smith and shit,
Yeah,
and like
it's
YouTube Red
because I can tell
shows.
you what happened
It
because
was
I
so
remember that
weird.
era very clearly. I
So
can
do
tell you
I.
what happened.
Yeah.
I'm like an avid YouTube watcher,
Yeah.
doing this for years,
Yeah. I've been
and
doing this for
what I
years.
what I kind of think of what happened in that era was legitimately YouTube tried to compete with Hollywood
Yeah.
because it was the very, very beginnings of like streaming. Like there were movies you could buy on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
they were trying to start competing with like the filmmaking industry.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, YouTube's big. YouTube's real big,
Yeah.
but it ain't Hollywood.
It ain't Hollywood.
It ain't Hollywood.
YouTube might have killed TV, but they can't kill Hollywood. I mean, maybe nowadays they can because Hollywood's basically killing itself. But
The thing is like the thing is Hollywood is a nebulous thing, right?
yeah,
Like what most people think of maybe is like California Hollywood like that, but like it's not that. It's the culture, right? Like
yeah, big
how many
studios.
triple A movie stars are making independent films now? Like this is a
None.
new trend. No, like this wasn't something you saw in like the 70s and 80s and or the golden era of Hollywood and all that. You wouldn't see just like triple A stars in independent films. Whereas like nowadays, like you got people who've got like massive careers behind them.
Hmm.
Oscar winners doing low budget independent
Like
movies,
what?
passion projects. Like I don't know, like Edward Norton does a lot of them.
Yeah, but like Edward Norton's that kind of guy though. He's not like a fucking like major huge guy.
Daniel Radcliffe.
That's true. Daniel Radcliffe actually does. He's probably the best example of that. Elijah Wood does kind of stuff like that too sometimes.
Elijah Wood is that
Elijah Wood was in fucking Red
take
versus Blue.
if yeah, he was in Red
He
versus
played
Blue.
Sigma.
Like there was even a couple of quote unquote Hollywood level actors in Laser Team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there's a game that came out like the other week that had a bunch of YouTubers in it alongside like some Rooster Teeth personalities. I think Moist Critical was in it. It was called Dispatch. Oh yeah, the main actor is Aaron Paul, and it's
Aaron Paul.
yeah, Jesse.
Wait, Dispatch.
Dispatch. Yeah, it's a game where you play as like a dispatcher who's managing like a superhero team of ex supervillains, and you like send them to go handle superhero situations. But it also has, I think, like a relationship sim aspect to it, where you like get to know the characters a bit and stuff. And the main character is Aaron Paul, and it looks pretty cool.
Wait,
There's a
is this
bunch.
it?
Let me pull up your screen. Yeah, that's it. Oop, where'd you go? I thought I popped you out. Yeah. This is the game. Yeah. Go back to the dispatch screen, like the one on the map. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Sonar there, the bad guy. That's the one Moist Critical plays, and I think Punch Up is played by fucking Jacksepticeye. But there's a lot of there's a couple of like actual actors in here too, like voice actors and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, it could be a cool stream game, but I think it's
I
got
don't know
nudity.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, but like Aaron Paul is the main fucking actor of the game.
I do like Aaron Paul.
Aaron
I
Paul is
do
like
like
the
Aaron
guy. He's
Paul.
like so cool.
Like Aaron Paul is a very very cool dude. I like Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul, he has a pass.
Yeah, if there's like in my head there's like a list of my favorite actors, and Aaron Paul is definitely high on that list, and Bryan Cranston, both of them. The thing with Bryan Cranston though, ever since Breaking Bad, he just chooses bad roles like consistently. Like he isn't in anything good anymore. uh uh Aaron Paul though, like
I,
he's had a weird career too.
Making a button that extends the this thing here. So like
Congratulations.
If I this is kind of what it looks like right now, but like there's like this button here. So when you click on it, this box goes like up or down, and this is where you select moves from the thing to put like over here, which is where this space here is where I want to like this space here is where I want to have the board where you put like the moves down or whatever and slot all the things in. And so you're only left with like a tiny space for the thing. But this goes down like once you click like confirm move or whatever, so like you can see the action and stuff.
Mm.
Whatever.
Do you
And
know,
Sarah having
and
side
Siri, I
quests.
think this might be interesting for you as well, because I think you and I could have like a cursed time playing this game. Have you heard of something called Shift at Midnight?
Shift at midnight.
Shifted midnight.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Never heard of it.
So I saw recently like some video of somebody playing this, and what I can tell you so far, right? Like
Mhm.
let me give you the because this is currently just like a demo.
Mm.
But in short, basically, you play co-op, 1 to 3 players apparently, so possible. And the idea is you gotta run the shop throughout the night, but there are like doppelgangers in the town, and if you don't kill them, then like real bad shit happens.
That's a fun idea.
You gotta, like keep the store clean. You gotta like for
That's a
all
fun
the people who aren't like evil doppelgangers, you gotta actually finish the transactions and
that's a
like
fun
you get
idea
to be
also for like friends to play too. Like I can see how that can get like to be a very fun co-op game.
Oh yeah, like it's well, I'll show you the video as well afterwards.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
very, very fun times indeed. So very possible. I'm gonna just add that to the library.
Yeah. We could definitely try that out at some point. But I think we should be winding down now because we've been going for quite a bit.
All right.
And
I was gonna say like
yeah.
you didn't seem to bring up any surprising
Oh
topic.
fuck! I forgot about it. Yeah, because of all the goddamn times, not to be rude, and Sarah, that you've just kind of cut in. I completely forgot about what I wanted to bring up.
I haven't even been cutting out in
you
this much. I've been distracted
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah,
Trying to
like
make a leaf
Siri's been
UI.
chill.
Yeah.
I'm
Play
too
Oh,
house
sorry.
autistic.
games.
I'm too
This is what it
autistic.
looks like now. This is what it looks like now.
I'm up on
I
it.
love it.
Here's my surprise news I wanted to say. The dogs in Chernobyl are blue.
What the fuck?
Okay, what? Like naturally blue, or is somebody fucking with somebody?
They're blue.
Blue
What?
is not good.
Images of blue dogs in
What?
Chernobyl have been circulating on social media. The dogs were first seen in early October, and they have yet to be caught and experimented. Experts believe they are not in any immediate danger, and that the blue in their fur will likely wash away. They were first spotted. The members of Dogs Chernobyl, members of Dogs of Chernobyl first spotted them. It's a fundraiser to catch, sterilize, and release animals within the Chernobyl exclusion zone. They've been doing this since 2017. They've gotten 1,000 dogs and some cats. And they noticed these dogs that are blue because of porta potty chemicals. So like the fucking shit that makes porta potties
They've been
blue.
eating shit.
I immediately knew that the
Blue
blue
liquid
wasn't good.
deodorizer. So these
Immediately knew
dogs
that
in
the blue was
Chernobyl,
not good.
they have like they're blue.
They're blue because they wanted to smell better.
He's
so they
blue
took
for
the
an amazing reason.
deodorizer. Wow.
Tell you what,
Riley
right?
quickly
Like,
like show this. Show what my UI looks like right now. Work in progress, by the way, because this looks really cool.
I did show it. It's the exact same from when I showed it.
Is it the one with the new leaf?
Yeah, I showed it
for the button.
Yeah,
You didn't show it. Or
I did show it. Yes.
When did you show it?
Oh my fucking god! I showed it, Anseridae. I'll
Was
show it
it
again.
before I changed the shape?
No, it looked like this when I showed it.
Okay.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we're talking about something that it's just the game development.
I tell you what though. I tell you what. Do you
This
know
is
what's
a
the
hobby
dead giveaway?
podcast, right?
Yeah, but we don't do the hobbies while we fucking podcast. Like, it's a podcast. You're supposed to talk on the podcast. Like, if there was a podcast you watched
Yeah,
where someone
talking
was
about
randomly fucking
hobby.
tinkering at a table the entire time, and they're like, "Guys, look at this fucking origami swan I made." It's like, all right, dude, we're talking about shit. Oh
That's what
man,
I would do.
This is the charm of Anseri. Do you not, Riley? Come on now.
she's the special guest, and she doesn't fucking talk on the goddamn episode because she's making things.
She spoke.
God, I'm too autistic. I have very particularities with things. I get angry.
We are all varying types of autistic.
I'm the type of autistic that like when we do like when I was a kid and it'd be like playtime, I'd be like having so specific rules and I'd get angry when people break them, but nobody knew what the rules were because I didn't tell anyone. So it'd be like it'd be a pain to play with me when I was a kid.
What type of autistic am I then?
Like I guess like picky with food. And like kind of very picky, kind of like squirmy
Just
autistic.
like unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah, like the squirmy autistic.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
I'm like the rude.
I'm the cool autistic.
You're like
Probably.
you're like the
The one
fucking
with superpowers.
you're like the movie autistic, where you're like a super genius who is like able to use alien technology or whatever the fuck or whatever, or you're like a super doctor or something, you know. And I'm like
Wow.
the obstinate. I have like none of the cool parts of autism. I'm just like the really socially awkward, very insistent on my own way idiot. I don't get any of the fun stuff.
I don't get any of the fun stuff.
Yeah, but you have at least charm of being squirmy.
What do you mean charm of being squirmy? People hate it.
I'm like
People hate
describing these like it's Kiki and Boba. You know Kiki and Boba? Like
No.
the people,
Yes.
yeah. There was two shapes that were given, and like which one is Kiki, which one is Boba? And Kiki, everyone called Kiki the one that had all the spiky stuff, and Boba was like all squishy and circly and round. Just like the idea of signing
Like the letters,
shape.
yeah.
Yeah, Kiki and Boba. But like I'm doing Kiki Boba stuff for autism, except it's like squirmy autism, anal autism, and movie autism.
Anal autism.
But like anal, not
This
in
is
like the,
schizophrenic.
not in like
Anal
not
autism.
in like the not in like no not in that way, in like the Freudian kind of like
A Freudian slip, you
obstinate.
say.
No, like the particular about you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It just
You
sucks
want
that it's
anal?
really hard. No. It sucks that it's really hard because that one word is actually so useful because it describes a very particular thing, but that one word is fucking anal. So it's like super easy to be like, oh, duh, butthole.
Whenever I hear that, I just think of the line from Dogma.
Yeah.
Because you can't be anal retentive if you don't have an anus.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, anal retentiveness. Yeah, that's Freudian shit. I don't like Freud, but that one word is so fucking
I'm
useful.
incredibly averse to Freud. And
Ever-
it's because like there's just certain points where you learn something about the dude and you're like, no.
The thing with Freud is that like there are so many people who took like his general like idea of stages of development and made it not weird. Like I forget the guy's name, but I wrote a small paper on it for my child psych class.
Jung.
No, not Jung. No. I hate Jung.
Why do you hate Jung?
Jungian psychology is like ruining the country, like Myers-Briggs shit. It is like literally like the reason why we have a fucking spirituality crisis in America of people being fucking psychotic. It is all Jung's fault, and that's a topic for another time, but like holy shit, I hate Jung. But Jung is the reason why you have like Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan seeing psychics to administer their fucking presidency. But I forget the guy's name, but he did the the 8 stages or 12 stages, whatever the fuck, of development. Let me Google this real quick. Psychosocial stages of development. Eric Erickson.
Eric Erickson.
Yeah, let me just pull up an image, I guess. But it's this one where it's like when you're an infant, you go through a conflict of trust versus mistrust, and it develops like a trait in your life, and if depending on like how you come through this, what the fuck? Can I
Can
like
you
see
make
this
that
big? I'm trying to make it
image
bigger.
bigger?
I'm actively trying.
No, close this tab. Wait, will you right click on the image? Open image in new tab.
Give me a moment.
There.
There we go. Hey, there we go. I'm learning how to use technology at 21. So, like, the idea is that when you're in these stages of development, you go through a different crisis, whether you're aware of it or not, that develops traits later on. Like, when you're an infant, you're learning how to put trust in the people around you, and like, say, like, people, if they actually act on that trust, then you won't really have issues with like a natural reliance on people, or like, or something like that. Like it kind of develops this kind of like expectedness to rely on yourself or rely on other people around you. And as it goes on, like, it's not perfect, because like there's obviously like so much to like in life that you can't just fucking sum it up like this. But it is like a general kind of thing to look for, and there's the interesting analysis to this, and it's not like weird Freudian shit where it's like based on the psychosexualness of an infant. You know,
Wow.
like this is a much more interesting version, and this is like a a successor of Freud. Came up with this. Like, Eric Erickson was like a Freudian guy, and he came up with that instead. Like,
Well, that seems a lot better.
it is. There's
Fuck
a fuck
Freud.
ton of stages and stuff that come from like Freud that have developed and explained it further. But Freud used so much of his own experience and his own thoughts to project on other people. Instead of diagnosing people, he would like tell them what's wrong. Instead of like figuring out what's wrong, he would tell them what's wrong. Like, it's just so much of like presupposing your own self onto other people. Like, God, I hate Freud, and I hate Jung too. I hate Carl Jung. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Jungian psychology is also something the Nazis liked. Oopsies, I said it.
Well.
No, it's just
Fuck the Nazis, fuck Jung, fuck Freud, fuck all of them. Like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, we it's a Halloween episode and we didn't talk about anything spooky.
Life is spooky. Thanks for watching.
That's mic drop.
Wow.
And Sarah, say a spooky thing to end us out. Oh wait, hold on. Before you say that make sure you like the episode, subscribe to the podcast, and check out the Patreon if you're interested in supporting us with some monies. We're not even gonna like say if you get anything, because we don't have anything to give you. We just need food, and heat.
Support the podcast.
Yeah.
People be able to continue living, and that means more episodes.
Yeah, giving us money means more
spooky.
Just give us like a give us like a give us like a spooky 2-sentence horror. Give us a spooky a spooky 2-sentence.
Let's see. Fucking, you're kind of putting me on the spot here because it's like something off the top of my head. I guess I could say like no matter how hard you try or something, there's no guarantee that people would like you or something.
This is true. The light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Absolutely. Prepare to die, as they say in Dark Souls, and also American health system.
That's the real spookies. Healthcare. Yeah. All right.
The lack thereof. Healthcare.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't let the socialist healthcare bite.
Have fun with Bigfoot.
Bye.